Start. Thanks.
Hello. Thank you, Professor Banerjee. I have a lot of things to say, but we all have limited time, so I'll come straight to the reading. This is an extract from my book, which sort of summarizes the arguments that I put forth in my book. So I'll come straight to it. Please pay attention. These are not the best of times to be optimistic. These are not the best of times to be nostalgic. But patriotism asks of us to cherish our freedom and to honor its sanctity by remembering how we became us and how we lived in our lives in the larger course of the nation. We have landed in a phase where we need to look back and identify the reasons why we went wrong. We must introspect and ask ourselves how we let our people down. We should stop concealing stories of our failures, lies and deceptions, because patriots are not hypocrites. If patriotism is the affection of the people for their country, we need to look at and appreciate the things that bind us in this common thread, and we should own and cherish the courage that it takes to speak up for national ideals while recognizing the courage of those who have done so at considerable costs to themselves. Slowly the haze clears, and the epic goddess of India reveals herself to us in quite a different avatar. It is on this promise that we have come thus far. Our hearts beat against our breasts as we reaffirm our will to march onwards in its light. But isn't that the colonization of our minds once again? Like innocent children sing their school songs and build up vivid imaginations in their heads about how their school is the best school that there is and why they should respect its rules like a religion. Isn't that how they tamed our minds when we were young? So, on a far greater level, mankind, as a species, all of us, will need to realize that the most complex challenges we face are common. Liberty and equality give patriotism its authority. Somebody who is not faced with unreasonable restrictions and is treated equally is more likely to feel patriotic than those whose voices are throttled and who have been marginalized by our societies in centuries. Patriotism means different things to different people because in our society we have different standards of judging people. We must respect our people and believe that all are equal in our nations and all nations in the world are equal. When there is equality in and among all nations, there will be harmony in the planet. When there is harmony in the planet, patriotism will drive our zeal to find solutions to mankind's gravest problems, to address inequality and give everybody the dignity of our shared evolution from apes to humans. That is the ancient Indian understanding of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which finds resonance in my understanding of patriotism. Until unless we reach there, patriotism will remain a sham. It will remain an invisible moral authority that prevents us from seeing the invisible, from seeing that there are greater things at play, that there are deep states, that there are corporations, and there are powers that be, those that do not go away with the rise and fall of the governments. They are always there. I'll skip some of it. In this moment of grief and misery, there is a faint gleam of hope that is rising like a beautiful sunrise at the horizon. The ordinary citizens of India, the most essential depiction of Bharat Mata, have risen to the occasion. We have become each other's saviors when everybody in power seems to have deserted us. We know that there is only so much we can do when resources are scarce, but we hope that change is on its way and we are doing everything we can to ease the pain till then. We need to become us again and reflect on the shared values that make us Indians. Just because we have fallen, we must not let our spirits die. Just because we are angry, we must not lose our national pride. Just because we are overcome by sorrow, we must not close all doors for light to seep in. It is a long journey ahead. It is a long journey ahead, a lifelong mission to reignite the eternal flame of India and then to rebuild our lost glory by reinstilling hope in our people. How we as Indians respond in the aftermath of the pandemic will decide the future of our great nation. Are we going to do what our government tells us to, or are we going to make the government do what we the people want it to? Are we going to let the government define what patriotism is, or are we going to define it as patriots? Are we going to blindly cheer for populist leaders and their divisive agendas, or are we going to do the patriotic thing, our bit for the common good? Thank you, Professor Banerjee, Sri Sanjay, Sri Narayan, Gurmehar, for sharing the stage with me. Our book is available at the festival store, and I hope you buy it. It's called Psychology.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. That, you know what I think is very useful, what you told us, I think, is that in terms like nationalism, Deshbhakti, patriotism are concepts, but in the heart of it, the question is what citizens are meant to be doing. And there is, I think, a distinction between being vigilant citizens, which is what democracy demands of you, and being vigilantes, which is